From the Cleveland County Courthouse in Norman, Oklahoma, I'm Dave Morris reporting for the Oklahoman. It's week 3 of the Oklahoma Opioid Trial. It's day 11, and Dr. Andrew Kolodny took the stand today. He's one of the state's star witnesses. Among other titles, he's the executive director of Physicians for Responsible Opioid Prescribing. He was questioned today by State Attorney Brad Beckworth.
Why does this all matter to you? Why are you willing to work with us, help all these investigators, research this, still teach, do your other jobs? Why are you doing it?
The opioid crisis is, I think, the most significant public health problem our country has faced, possibly in its history, certainly since the Spanish flu epidemic. The death toll is enormous, the number of individuals and families and communities that have been impacted. And I suppose that from having a front seat to watching this problem get worse slowly over many years, it has made me eager to play a role in tackling the problem. What's interesting about Johnson & Johnson is that they had all three types of opioids. They were producing, processing in Tasmania the natural opium, so they had codeine and morphine, and as we've heard, they produced a poppy rich in thebaine, which is a really good molecule for making some of the semi-synthetics. And so they had the semi-synthetics and were selling the semi-synthetics to other drug companies, and they had obviously fentanyl, tramadol, and tapentadol, which are completely synthetic. So they had a unique position in the opioid industry in that they had all three types. So, and with regard to some of the semi-synthetic, it was other drug companies selling their semi-synthetic opioids while they had some of their natural and certainly were selling their completely synthetic opioids. If you think about the strategy for how you might respond to a disease outbreak, let's just say there was an Ebola outbreak here in Norman, and we needed to do something about Ebola in Norman. And if you thought about it for a few minutes, what we would do, you'd probably realize that there were two things that have to be accomplished. You would say, well, if there's an Ebola outbreak, we need to contain the problem to prevent new cases of the infection. And we need to see that people who have the infection are receiving life-saving treatment so that it doesn't kill them. That's what we would do for an Ebola outbreak. And for our opioid addiction epidemic, it's basically the same big picture strategies. We have to contain it by preventing more people from becoming opioid addicted. And we have to see that the people who are opioid addicted are receiving effective treatment so that the disease doesn't kill them. And let me just say, though, I know I'm not going to go into great length, but I do want to just say that when it comes to preventing opioid addiction, there are different strategies, but I think the most important are strategies that will promote much more cautious prescribing so that clinicians don't directly addict their patients, and so that we don't indirectly cause addiction by stocking medicine chests with a highly addictive drug.
So Dr. Andrew Kolodny is expected to stay on the stand throughout today, perhaps into tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow is an afternoon-only session here at the Oklahoma Opioid Trial at the Cleveland County Courthouse. You can follow live coverage at oklahoman.com, or Randy Ellis, as always, is in the courtroom. You can follow his reporting online at oklahoman.com, and every day in the Oklahoman. Reporting from Cleveland County Courthouse, I'm Dave Morris.